Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you today about finding the surface area of triangular prisms. Just in case that you were confused in class or you weren't in class or you just need to hear it a second time. So what we're going to be looking at is triangular prisms. When we look at triangular prisms, a triangular prism has two triangular bases that are parallel and congruent to each other. It means that they are the exact same triangle. They're parallel and they're connected by the height of the prism. And we want to find the surface area of that. So for example, if I showed you something like this triangular prism, when we find the surface area, it would be how much cardboard is on this triangular prism. The volume is how much I can put inside of that triangular prism. We are going to look at the surface area. So we want to look at the area of all of our bases and faces and add it together. Remember that we have two congruent bases that are triangles and three rectangular faces. So the best way to do this is to make yourself a little chart. And on that chart, we're going to have 5 columns because we have 2 bases and 3 faces. Then I'm going to label this a triangle and a triangle. So there's my 2 triangular bases. And then I have 3 rectangles. So what I'm trying to do is find the area of each of these 2-dimensional shapes to add them together to get the surface area of the entire 3-dimensional shape. So when I look at this, I see my triangular base. I'm going to go ahead and go out to the side and draw my triangle. And I'm going to label it. It has 6. It has a height right here of 4. And then my 2 sides of my triangle are over here. So if I look over on my figure, I see a 5 feet and a 5 feet. So this is an isosceles triangle. It's a 5 by 5 by 6 triangle with a height of 4. So when I go to find the area of a triangle, it's 1/2 times base times height. And that is of my triangle. So I'm going to take 1/2 times, remember to find the base and height, you look for where they form that right angle. That's my base and height, 6 and 4. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 6 times 4, and that's going to give me 12 units. Now I'm going to fill in my next triangle. Remember, my 2 triangles are congruent and parallel. So that second triangle is the exact same size as my first triangle. Then I look over here at my 3 rectangles. Notice my rectangles. If I look at my rectangles, the height of the prism is 7 feet. Each of these edges is 7. Every edge of a rectangle, the length is 7. So when I look at my 3 rectangles, I see that I've got a 7 by 5 rectangle on the front side. I have a 7 by 5 rectangle on the back side. And then the bottom rectangle is 7 by 6. So if you'll notice, they all have a 7 as the length. So I'm going to go ahead up here and write 7 times on each of them because I know 7, the height of the prism, is on each and every one of those rectangles. The width of my rectangles is made up by the 3 sides of my triangle. Remember I said I had a 7 by 5, a 7 by 5, and a 7 by 6. So I'm going to put in 5, 5, and 6. And it doesn't matter which one goes where, as long as that second dimension is a side of the triangle. So I have 35 plus 35 plus 42. And when I add that together, I'm going to get 136 feet squared. I add all those together in my calculator, and I get 136 square feet. So let's move down and do another one. If you're having trouble seeing the triangle, highlight it. So I'm going to highlight my triangle, the very first thing. There's a triangle, and there's the back triangle. And I'm going to come out to the side, and I'm going to draw my triangle. I think it helps to draw it to pull it out. There's my right angle. So I have 8, 15, and then that hypotenuse, the long side, is 17. And now I'm going to draw my chart with my 5 columns. I have a triangle, and 3 rectangles. So to find the area of my triangle, 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times 8 times 15, and that's going to give me 60. Remember that second triangle, that's the easiest one to fill in because it's the exact same thing as the first triangle. Plus, what is the dimension that now goes in each rectangle? What is the common dimension of all 3 rectangles? It's going to be your height of your prism, that 10. Notice it's a height, it's the length on every single rectangle. So I'm going to put in 10 times, 10 times, and 10 times. Then I'm going to look at the 3 dimensions of my triangle, 8, 15, and 17. Those are the 3 sides of the triangle. It's the second dimension on the 3 rectangles. Notice there's 3 rectangles, 3 sides on a triangle. Now I can go ahead and multiply those. If I add all of these up, type it in my calculator, you get 520 square inches. Okay, let's go to the next one. So on the next one's a little bit tricky because it's kind of hard to see that right angle. So if I highlight right here, I can see, oh, there's my right angle at the top. I'm going to come out here and redraw it. So here's my right angle up there. It's 4, 5.2, and 6.6. So when I draw in my chart, let's start with my triangle. Let's find the area of my triangle. So 1/2 times. Find that right angle, remember, and those 2 sides that make the right angle, that's my height and my base. So 4 times 5.2. So we get an area of 10.4. Plus, that second triangle is also 10.4. Then we look at our rectangular or triangular prism, and we see the common side is 9 millimeters, so it's a 9 times, 9 times, 9 times. And then remember that second dimension are going to be the 3 sides from my triangle, 4, 6.6, and 5.2. So when I type those in my calculator, I'm going to add all those up, and I get 163 millimeters squared. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause the video. I want you to do number 3 on your own. Once you're done, hit play, check your work. So go ahead and pause the video and work number 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work number 3 right now for you so that you can see if you've done it correctly. So I'm going to start by highlighting my triangle. There's my triangle, and I also have that back triangle. So I'm going to come out to the side and draw that triangle. Just pull it out. It makes it a little bit easier to see. 3.2, 4.8, and my hypotenuse is 5.8. Now I'm going to draw my chart. So 1/2 times, I'm going to find the area of my triangle. 3.2 times 4.8. Type that in my calculator, and it's 7.68. My second triangle is the exact same thing. Now my 3 rectangles, the common side that they all have is that 9.5. And then my second dimension of the 3 rectangles, remember, is the 3 sides of the triangle. 3.2, 4.8, and 5.8. So when you type those in your calculator, you should have gotten this. and 46 meters squared. Now, it doesn't matter the order of your 3 rectangles. I could have had my 9.5 times 5.8 come first. That doesn't matter because you can add in any order. I just got to add my 2 triangular bases and my 3 rectangular faces together. So hopefully this video has helped you a little bit, especially if you were absent or if you just weren't understanding notes in class. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. The back side is what your homework is. You've got 4 problems, and then you have one that's in words. You're going to do it the exact same way as we do one where you can see it. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching.